welcome to our Treks
with Helen and Steve.
This is a special series of videos documenting our recent 25th wedding anniversary trip to America, our coast-to-coast adventure. In this video, we're covering the first leg of the journey. But before we dive in, a quick disclaimer, these videos share our personal opinions and experiences.
We're just sharing them to give you some insight and a flavour of our holiday, but do keep in mind that your own experiences could be very different.
And remember that what we might find exciting or irritating may not be the same for you.
Our journey began as we left our home in Poole in Dorset. A family member kindly drove us to Heathrow and dropped us off at Terminal 5 long stay car park.
We found this to be a brilliant spot because drop-offs are free and the shuttle buses are frequent. You just hop on and head straight to the terminal.
We got there for about 12:30. Check-in was at 1, but we don't like to be late, neither of us, and having a time buffer really helps to avoid that additional stress. The check-in experience was quite a surprise. We hadn't travelled long haul in over 20 years, and we were met with something brand new to us, the self-check-in.
There's no more chatting with a friendly member of staff at a desk. It's all handled with these kiosks and your phone. A quick tip, take a screenshot of your boarding pass. If it's stored in your photos, you don't have to worry about finding a data collection later on. You can just scan your physical passport at the kiosk and use your travel documentation that's on your phone. It then prints you your luggage tags. And once that's done, you just put the tags on your bag, drop your bags on the scale, and you're away.
Getting through security was quite efficient, really. We had no trouble, but one tip, take off your smartwatch. Even though the staff said it was fine, our metal bands still set off the alarms. A minor inconvenience, but it was fine. We then headed to Wetherspoons for our obligatory drink and meal whilst we waited for our gate announcement.
When the announcement came through, we were assigned at Gate C, which led to a bit of a surprise. You don't just walk along the terminal to the gate, you have to take an underground shuttle train. We followed the signs and saw people queuing for one of two lifts at the top of some stairs. We opted to take the escalator and this was a lot easier.
Yeah, we missed a lot of the queues there. But the train takes you right under the taxiing planes. It was very odd, nothing we'd ever seen before. But we got to the boarding gate area and there was a lot of people just milling around, and locating the actual gate we needed was a bit confusing. But we walked around and made sure that we were in the right place. But as with many flights, and I'm sure you'll know, the boarding process itself is a bit chaotic, and that's mainly because of impatient passengers.
It is unfortunate that whilst the airline staff specifically ask people to wait until their group is called, a significant number of people ignore this and their group letters and they just crowd the boarding entrance. It makes it harder for everybody. They aren't allowed to board, but they don't clear the area either and just end up blocking the way for everybody else. We highly recommend just doing as you've been asked and waiting. You really don't get on any quicker by hovering.
And you've got your seat numbers, so there's no advantage really to getting on the plane first.
The 11-hour flight to Harry Reid International was cosy. To be honest, the seats in economy were not the most comfortable.
Not even halfway through, I had a very sore bottom, and I've got plenty of natural padding. And I know you felt exactly the same.
Yeah, the seat had us tucked in so tight that eating felt like the T-Rex manoeuvre. You're trying to get food into your mouth with your elbows pinned to your ribs.
And be aware that if the person in front of you reclines their seat, you've got even less space. We actually witnessed more than one altercation on our flights because people got so upset about the lack of space.
But despite the squeeze and the slight discomfort, the flight was generally good and we landed in Las Vegas on time. And the view of those twinkly lights at night is spectacular. You feel like you're on the strip. It's only a stone's throw away. However, don't think of trying to walk it.
Baggage claim was pretty fast. We headed through security and for whatever reason we were singled out for a secondary security scan. But it only took a minute. They just put our bags through another scanner. Maybe we looked a bit shady.
Outside, we're headed straight for the official taxi ranks. In Las Vegas, hotel destinations are divided into set price zones. So no matter where you are, always use the official taxi ranks or rideshare app. Don't follow anybody who approaches you offering you a taxi ride somewhere and it's not at a rank, or you've not done it through one of the rideshare apps. It's nearly certainly going to be some sort of rip-off.
Definitely. Our ride to Park MGM was about $25. Don't forget to tip though, and pay in cash if you can to avoid the extra credit card surcharges. Our driver wasn't exactly chatty, but he was pleasant enough and he got us there promptly.
When we arrived at the hotel, there was no queue at the check-in. We mentioned it was our 25th wedding anniversary and the staff were lovely. They gave us a room on the 24th floor with a much better view and a $50 resort credit.
Oh, to spend in the bars and restaurants. Ooh, bonus. But the staff also gave us an extra special warning. Whatever you do, do not touch the minibar. They are on motion sensors, so even if you nudge a bottle or pick up something to have a look at it, they'll charge you, and they'll charge you handsomely for it. A bottle of water was around $16. But the check-in lady actually gave us a couple of bottles of water, so we didn't need to touch anything.
Our room was an accessibility suite, so it was huge as it was designed to accommodate a wheelchair. We didn't stay in the room long though, just enough time to drop off our bags and head out. Our original itinerary had us heading to the Fremont Street experience, but after the long flight, we decided to stay closer to the hotel. So we took the free tram from the Park MGM over to the Bellagio, as you really shouldn't visit Vegas without seeing those fountains at night, and our timing was perfect.
Yes, as we walked from the tram through Bellagio, we walked past the conservatory. Now this is one place that we did want to go to, but we checked beforehand and found that it was closed because they were changing the display from autumn to winter. But as we walked past, we could see it all sectioned off and we could see them working on all the decorations. And fingers crossed, we get to see the finished display on our final day before flying out.
A quick warning if you're planning a trip to Las Vegas, check the Formula One schedule. This means checking from anywhere in August/September all the way up to November, because they build the grandstands for the race and they block the best views of the fountain. Also, the road havoc that they cause by changing everything is an absolute nightmare.
Was, yeah.
We couldn't stand on the strip and look at the fountains, so we had to watch from the hotel side. It was fairly crowded, and unfortunately the sound system wasn't as loud as you'd expect if you were stood on the strip. But the show was still fantastic, and the views of the hotels on the strip was actually an additional bonus.
Because you've got the fountains and the other hotels like the Paris behind, and it was a different view. Now, after the fountain show, we walked back down the strip. It's a long walk, but as there's so much to see, you don't really notice the distance.
Yeah, we stopped off at a CVS as well on the way to grab some drinks, much cheaper than getting them from in the hotel, and you'll get to experience those legendary receipts. They really are about 3 feet long.
Just for a couple of drinks, it's
Yeah.
mad. By the time we got back to our room, we had officially worn ourselves out.
It was a long journey, but we squeezed every drop out of day one, and we were very happy when we went to bed. So just get ready now for day 2.
Ooh.